Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It's Tuesday.
Yes.
I
Tuesday,
always look forward to our lives.
I know.
Mhm.
Almost the middle of the week already.
Post a hump day.
Is my
Whew.
camera light?
It is like it's flickering or something. That's
Yeah.
the light.
No, I think it's my phone. I messed my camera up.
Mm. You dropped your phone?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to my camera, but the front face was working better, but then the back, I'm gonna have to switch my camera, my thing.
Okay. And
So
go
is
over
it
to
real
the
bad?
phone. It's not. No, it's not real bad. Like I can see you. It's not. It's not
I mean,
bad.
I
It's
don't
just,
want to be like distracting or nothing like that. I didn't notice it until you just came on.
well, it is distracting. I mean, it can be. I mean, it's fine to me, but I mean, I see you flickering. Like, you got that could be like a filter, but not a
Oh
filter.
Lord.
Yeah, so I
I
like a
don't want
filter.
nobody eyes to get messed up from the flickering.
But you gonna turn it around or something?
No, because it'll be worse. I think because it was shaking when I was trying to do the other way with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
but no.
I
I
mean,
mean, if y'all
it's not
think
bad. It,
okay.
it's not
Well, if
bad
you
at
think I
all.
need to change it, just let me know because I have to go get the phone from Gia. I let her use the phone to watch her
You're not
YouTube.
getting that phone from Jill, so we're gonna make do with this today. Yeah,
Hey
we're gonna make do.
y'all.
Hello,
Yes,
hello,
Tanika, you
hello.
have been missing in action. Well, you just missed one. We just came back on last week with our first episode from our break. So
Yes. Hello, hello, Tanika. All right.
yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And
So
hey everyone. And even the ones that watched the replay, if you come back and watch the replay after we do our live, hello to y'all as
yes.
well.
Yeah, that's true. My phone. I don't know what's going on, but we good.
Oh,
Trying to get that going, so
okay.
it's not working too well. Mhm. All right. We're trying to wait for some more people to come on. So we are almost what week 2 of school. School starting back. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Yeah.
would say it's like week one. 'Cause I don't know why they make them go those 2 days at the beginning. Like,
At the end of the week.
yeah, that's
Did,
so
did they do that
crazy.
when we were in school as well? Like
I
start
think
at like
so.
what?
They've been doing it for so long. I don't know when
How it
exactly they
was.
started, but they've been doing it for a while
For
though.
some reason, I think that we used to start like we went on a Friday and then we had the weekend. And then for some reason, I think back in the day, one
Uh-huh.
back in the day, we started around Labor Day, you know?
Uh-huh.
So it's like, what's what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know
interesting.
either.
Interesting. So yeah, we're gonna
Mhm.
wait for some more viewers. I know we're like a few minutes late getting on, but we're here. So
Yes. We
we're gonna
are
see.
here.
Oh, it would be a good topic. I think it is a great topic. But
Yeah, I do too. I think with so much going on and stuff. So
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Well,
Whew. A lot has happened in my world in a week. I can tell y'all that. So it's like, oh my gosh. I'm sure all of us feel that way, but just with school starting, and then I got two in school, and I
mhm.
got my grandbaby sometime, for a few hours, not long. Jesus, thank God for my mom. Mm. A blessing. But yeah, no, Jessica, you've been had an eventful week since you came back from vacation, and
Yeah, it's been
we back in the
nonstop.
routine. But we here, girl. We here. We
Yes,
here. And
we
I love this
are.
topic. We are here.
Yes,
So
we are here.
yeah,
And
yeah,
as
yeah.
y'all know, I am Jessica.
And I am Topeka.
And this is Topeka Jessica's Live. So
Yes.
I'll let Topeka tell y'all who we are.
So we pretty much are two best friends. We have been friends forever. I mean, going back, I cannot even fathom like how far back we go. But just know we
Hmm.
go far, far back. Okay, that's my ride or die right there.
Yes.
So with that said, we just are here to bring y'all a platform, right? Where we can get on, we can share our opinions, information, insight, just real time. It's unscripted. That's what I do want y'all to know. It's unscripted. We don't script any of this. We do research on a lot of the stuff that we do, and a lot of stuff may just be about our personal lives, or lives of someone else. So again, it could be somebody sending us a topic saying, hey, can y'all talk about this, or something that's going on trending in the news, and we're like, hey, we want to come, we want to bring it to y'all. So we're from the South, both of us, from Florida, South Panama City to be exact.
Yes.
But we're here, and we're like, what, let's get this, platform together so that we can definitely be that voice and provide a platform for others as well, so they can get on and again just express themselves. And not just that, again, just share information, share knowledge, help someone. So we want to reach and touch so many people. So that's where our angle is, and that's what we're going. Hence to bring us to this topic that we're on today, which is suffering in silence, because we believe it's something that it will touch everyone in some form or fashion. So whether or not individually, may not be yourself, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, but I think at some point we all can sit back and say, you know what, we all have, experienced that type thing, and it's real, and sometimes people think, oh, suffering in silence, depression and anxiety, mental health. Could be, but it may not be, So again, we just want to bring awareness to that, especially with school just starting, the hustle and bustle, getting back in a routine, of everyday lives. And then again, just going extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
It's on, but this is our life, the American life. So we're here, we're bringing that to y'all again, unscripted, very transparent. You're going to get us, our true, authentic self, and we love that. And we are definitely glad that you have joined us. So to all of our previous return supporters, we thank you. And to our new viewers, please like, share, subscribe, repost, share, and please come back and watch us again. So I will let Jessica go ahead and give the script about. Yeah.
Well, as y'all know, we're not professionals in the topics. We may have insights, knowledge, or just go through personal things on the topics that we talk about or speak on. So in that, we just want to, again, like Pika said, we're on to create a platform. And y'all, I'm sorry, this eyelash over here, I have a droopy eye, one of my eyes. So excuse me.
This is the unscripted part, y'all. For real, for real.
So excuse me. So I may take these eyelashes off like in the middle of things. So if I do, y'all don't pay me no attention.
Are they they're the strip eyelash?
Yeah, they strips. Yeah.
Okay. See, I want
Yeah,
to
they
start back
strips.
in mine, and I did the individuals, but the strips, girl, like it become like something in my eye. So I
Yeah,
can't
they
do that.
strips. But like I was saying, so we're not professionals. We're not, giving you professional advice. Of course, if you see our stuff, fits you and make like, hey, this really helped me. We, that's one of our goals, that it can help, from looking at different views, or just, seeing people that may come on that we have as guests that may go through the same thing or something similar to what you're going through, and maybe providing an outlet for you to maybe, seek help or talk about different things, or, come open about stuff. So that's what we're here for. And again, we want y'all to engage as well. Again, to give us topics that we may, need to talk about. If you, suggest topics to us, like through our DM, and so we do not disclose where we get the topics from, or even if you have a story that you want to tell, we do not disclose any of that, unless you say, hey, I don't care that you give my name or whatever, but I just don't want to come on. So, in that we, keep it confidential. We don't, disclose anything. So, like Pika said, we are talking about suffering in silence. And so many people can see that as many different definitions. One of the things with suffering in silence, my intake is that when a person is really going through something and they just don't want to speak out on it, they rather just hold it in and not talk about it. discuss it, or they just want to go on in their daily life, and even sometimes maybe bury it, but it's still there. And that as well can cause suffering, because you're not releasing what it is that's bothering you,
It's bothering you.
um, in that sense. So that is my definition and how I feel about with suffering in silence.
That is
Pika,
so
what you, huh?
true.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, what did you have to say about it with
Oh no,
suffering?
I mean you gave a very, very, very good description of suffering in silence. And like I don't know, a lot of times people don't even know that someone is suffering. I think we've
Mm-hmm,
become so good at just getting by. It's
mm-hmm,
become our
mm-hmm,
new normal. So where one may be suffering, you may think, hey, she's all good. She's smiling. She's out
mm-hmm,
still participating, doing something she normally does. But deep inside, they're really suffering.
mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things like, how do I know if somebody is suffering?
Right.
And a lot of times it'll be those who are close to us who probably can have some kind of inkling that's saying, you know what, something's off with her.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
for instance, you call me one day and I'm just not my bubbly self, because I'm always kind of, from I think most part, I think I am kind of bubbly. I don't know. But
mm-hmm,
my bubbly self, you might be like, Speaker, what's going on with you?
mm-hmm.
Something ain't right. But to somebody else, they may not even notice. They may just be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is her. But you're
Mm-hmm,
going to be able to call it from the get-go,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and hopefully whatever it is I'm going through, I may feel like talking about it at time, I may not, but I think it's important again, where if you do have that inkling, you may be like, you know what, something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to reassure that, hey, I'm here if you want to talk. I don't know what's going on, but you just don't seem like yourself. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
at times we may not even notice that we are suffering, because again, it's become part of our normal,
Right,
we just
right.
carry so much weight on our shoulders, and so much, we're juggling so much. So we may not
Mm-hmm.
even know. It's just like, hey, this is part of my life. I got to do it. I got to make it happen. If I don't do
Right.
it, who else is going to do it?
Mm-hmm,
So I think, again, like you said, it's one of those things that we just may not even know, but it's
mm-hmm,
real. It's
mm-hmm.
real.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
very real, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the suffering part can come from many things. It can be medical, it can
Mm-hmm.
be, financial, it can be emotionally, it can be spiritually, it can be physically. It can be so many definitions that a person can suffer in and not, want to disclose. And I think sometimes when people do suffer, it's behind many reasons. Sometimes people may feel like they don't have no one to talk to, or somebody just want to listen to know to know what that person is going through, and to know that somebody is going through something. Or
Mm-hmm.
it may be, that they feel like, if I tell this person, they're gonna go tell everybody else, or
Mm-hmm.
just different things, that a reason why a person may not disclose, the things that they're going through.
That's true.
And sometimes they feel like, that person may not even be listening. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they can just say they listening or whatever, but they really like tuned out and not caring about what that person is really going through, or offering any type of help or guidance or anything like that.
That
So,
is so
it's
true.
different definitions that may cause a person to suffer. And just because if you are a person that can get through something, that does not mean that the next person is able to
Next
get through that
person
same
can.
thing.
That is so true.
So
That is so true.
everybody go through their emotions, they go through their troubles, they go through their, hard times, all in a different way. So you can't just put how you get through something upon somebody else, because they may not be at that point or at their space to actually get through it the way that you're able
That
to.
you're able to. That is so true. That is so true. And I know when I was doing the research, it said like nearly 16 million Americans, and this is not worldwide, just Americans in the US, um, they suffer, with some form of depression or just suffering, period, but the stigma that I think is attached to mental illness, right, is
Mm-hmm.
real. And that, I think that's what leads and cause a lot of people to suffer in silence, right? Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be labeled, I can do this, I can carry the weight on, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we are, as a whole, as a nation, we are dealing with so much that we are
Yeah.
suffering,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Mm-hmm.
you said, not feel like we have anybody to talk to, or nobody cares, nobody's there, or God, I got something else going on with me today. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. But this is
Mm-hmm.
real. It's real. And the last thing I would ever want anybody to do is to feel alone, or that they have no one to talk to, or nobody's there, or that they
Right.
can't talk to anybody because they may feel like they're going to be judged. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, real stuff. I know Tanika came on. She said a lot of people don't speak out due to being bashed. talked about, downgraded, etc. A lot of hurt and suffering is hidden behind smiles.
Mm-hmm.
We find other things to cover up the pain that we're feeling inside.
Yes. And
Definitely.
because a lot of people, and I think nobody has had a perfect life, and people tend to forget often like struggles and stuff that they have went through, struggles that they, have overcome. And so when they get to a point, they just think that they've been at that point all along, when like, no, you haven't. You've been through stuff. You had to go through
Yes.
something to get
To
to
get
where
to
you're
where
at.
you are.
Right. So don't forget that, like, don't bash the thing. And what's mind boggling to me sometimes is that when we talk about struggles and stuff, so people tend to talk and laugh about a person going through a struggle. But then on the flip side, when you have reached a certain level, you want people to hear about your struggle that you went through. Which that don't make sense to me.
Girl,
So why you're talking about somebody going through a struggle, but after you done overcame your struggle, you done got to a point where you're situated, whatever. Oh, I had to go through this to get here to where I'm at, and I stayed out on the street and I da. But at the same time, you're talking about somebody that is going through a struggle that you went through yourself.
That you went through, thinking that you're better than that person.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't get it. Some people want the struggle to be a part of their story because it can relate to a lot of people, but don't talk about that person that's going through that struggle at that time. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
That's true. That's true. And that's what I think the thing where it goes to, don't forget where you came from.
Right.
One of the aspects of that, that's where that comes from, just one of the aspects. Because again, it's easy to look down once you've made it up, right? But again, it's don't look down, reach down, right? Let's bring everybody, bring people up with us, not to the point where it's drowning you, but still bring people up, reach out and get some help to bring people up, because we can only carry so much, but it's so much that we can do as people, as a world, as a nation, especially if we can just stick together,
Right.
And then Jessica Robinson said, hello, ladies.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And then Sean Barnes said, hello, everyone. Hello,
hey, Sean.
So very, very, very good.
Yes.
Good information, good topic. Yes. So
hey, Tashawn.
Tashawn's on. Okay. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this topic that we're talking about, and a lot of topics, we will open it up to allow, our audience to come on if they would like to join in. And this is one of the ones that we definitely would like to hear from you on as well. So any insight, of course, feel free to drop it in the line, on the chat thing. We'll definitely love to bring that up. But if you would like to come on and be on with us, we would love that as well. So I do have the link here. So click on that link. If you're joining from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, that's the link. If you are joining from an Android, go ahead and do it from your Chrome browser. Type that in there right there. And then you'll go to a waiting room. Once we see you, we'll go ahead and bring you on. If you are joining from Apple, put that in the Safari. And same thing, you'll go into a waiting room and we'll bring you on. But of course, we'll love to hear from you all. So let's engage, again, reach one, each one reach one. It's supposed to be each one, teach one, but
teach one.
All the same. Yeah. I got to put a little spin on it, try to not mess it up too. I don't ever want to repeat anything anybody says, because again, even with me and people, like I can tell you something by the time it gets to somebody else, it's going to be
right.
So one of those things. Yeah.
Right.
So how do y'all feel about suffering in silence? Personal experience, do y'all have that? Do you know anyone that is going through that? Again, it's very, very, very touching type thing. And I know a great example was put on our page with, going school shopping, right? And I'm like, I like that idea because again, it's just everyday thing, like, okay, school about to start back, we got to go school shopping. So whether it's clothing, school supplies, or whatever it is, that can bring undue stress because mind you, we still trying to live. We still got food on the table. We still got to pay our bills. We got to have a roof over our head. That's real, just everyday stuff that's going on, now to add on another expense. Now we got to go school shopping, and the kids grow in the summer. Everybody know that your kids going to shoot up, feet going to grow, going to just all of a sudden get some inches on them. So clothing, and then you got the school supplies. So it's like, dang, some parents are like, how are we gonna get this? What are we gonna do? And thank God for
Right.
some of the back to school donations and the drives they have, but it's still a stressor that can be on a lot of parents, where we are like, what are we gonna do? And that's one example where we could suffer in silence, because we're like, okay. And then, like, thank God that something came through, that we made it. But
Right.
again, carrying that weight on your shoulders,
Right. Right.
that's real. So
Yeah, we have to start making it comfortable for people to open up. And I know people don't want to just open up to everybody. And I'm one that believes, like, open up to somebody that you are comfortable with, because I know, some people do talk a lot. Like, some people may, talk a lot, and then you like, why is that person looking at me like that? Because, somebody else done said something. But at the same time, even again, we had spoken about therapy even, before on our platform about, going to speaking to someone that you are comfortable with, because sometimes we do feel comfortable with speaking to someone that may not know us personally, that's on the outside. And a person on the outside maybe can give us a suggestion that's not, biased, because they don't know us, or they may they'll be okay with being blunt with whatever, they think at that time. I know with me working at the hospital, I always end up having long conversations sometimes with my patients, because they just feel comfortable with talking to me. And like, sometimes it would be like, now I haven't told nobody but you, so I don't want nobody knowing. And I'm like, I don't know who I'm gonna tell them, but I'm not gonna tell nobody. So, it's like one of
you are
those
my
things.
secret keeper, but I need to
Right,
release.
right. Yes,
Love
I
it to
had
follow
one
with.
patient, he was like, my daughter would be so upset if she knew I told you about it. I was like, well, I'm not gonna say nothing. I said, I'm not saying anything.
Oh my
Whatever.
God.
But that's one of the things that I like working night shift, is because I do, before they end up going to sleep for the night or whatever, I do end up being able to have those conversations, because sometimes people don't have someone to talk to, so they do feel comfortable with talking and speaking about some of the things that they may go through, and sometimes it may end up being a crying session, but at the same time, it's a thing of release, releasing
Yes.
what you're feeling, how you're feeling. And again, sometimes people can be very judgmental in the things you're going through. And in today's society, social media again has everybody thinking that they should be living up to these standards, and that's not the case. And like, some people feel like, oh, well, if I ain't got this, I ain't doing something right. But if you really like look at social media and you see some of those people that they're around a whole bunch of people all the time, you will see them periodically put up posts that they're alone, that they really don't have nobody. Like, they can have all the party people, they can have everything else, but it's that thing of covering up that pain of what they feel inside. And people can have people all day long to go out to parties with, to go out to drink with, but do you really have someone that you can open up to? And I think that's a part of friendship as well. You do have to make sure of who's in your circle. Like, you can't just have people all the time that just want to party, just want to hang out. But when it's something serious going on, you can't call them and talk to them without them saying, being judgmental, or, making their own opinion just because, they may think, girl, you crazy, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people don't want to hear that. Like, don't be telling me I'm crazy and I'm tripping. I'm telling you something serious, or something like that. So, and it's not, when it comes to suffering in silence, it's not good, because a lot of times it plays on being creating negative thoughts in your mind all the time. Like, you really don't have someone, like you're in this all alone. And sometimes I know with me personally, I may go through something, but people always say, well, why you ain't ask for help? Why you didn't ask for help? But sometimes you go through life, and especially with me being a single mom, and I really had to like figure out a lot. I'm not saying everything, but figure out a lot on my own when it came to my kids and stuff like that. You kind of get to a point where you just gonna figure it out. Like, I figure it out, I get through it, and I'm gonna keep moving and keep going. But in the long run, that was not healthy for me. It wasn't healthy for me, because I didn't, open up or whatever, and I didn't talk about it until like later on. But learning and going through that, because carrying extra weight and baggage and stuff, it can just like weigh you down so bad, so bad.
Very, very good points. And when you're saying carrying extra baggage, right, weighing you down, and people don't realize that a lot of the illness that we have, right, is attributed from stress.
Yeah.
and be inhibited from stress. So again, we're in this this go mode, and the weight of the world is like on our shoulders, right? Our mind is always boggled down. We're not having that, because even if sometimes we're relaxing, our mind is still going a million miles per hour. So you really relax. Your mind is still going, so that's still stress. All of that's still going, that endorphins and stuff. So again, to have that complete rest where, hey, my mind is blank, I ain't thinking about nothing. Put whatever you got going on, put that aside. Like, it's still gonna be there. Just take that moment and just really take that deep, whatever. And me, I'm one that, if I can be very structured, not always a good thing. But if stuff ain't A, B, C, D, my mind's still gonna go. So I'm like, let me get stuff A, B, C, D, so I can breathe, but that's not always good. So the weight of the world, you're carrying it, and that leads to other stuff, We gotta find out how to get through all of that, unfortunately. Yeah, and you may hear people, again, they're suffering in silence. Some of the common terms that they use will be, I feel like I'm drowning. Feel like I'm drowning. Just cues, stuff to listen out for. And they may be like, it's a constant struggle. Deep down, I'm begging for somebody, they could be begging for somebody to notice, hey, that I'm not okay. Give me some support. But then deep inside, they may be like, I don't want to ask, because some people are not good at asking. I'm not good at asking for stuff. I mean, because again, I get, like Jessica said, with her, she was saying that she's used to doing it on her own. And sometimes you can have a partner, a spouse. I was married at one time for over 20 years. You can have a spouse, but you can still be doing a lot on your own. So you get in that habit of just going and doing, because it's like, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it?
Right.
So I have been a single mother for quite some time now. I think 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, 6 years, 5 years, 7, I don't know. A long time. But I'm still going, like I was before. So it's kind of like, okay, what are we going to do? But again, you get in that aspect. And to me, it was normal. It's normal, but it's not okay. It's because it's normal, for one, does not mean it's okay. It's not.
Right.
So, but again, it's like one of those things, like, if I don't go and if I don't get it, who's going to do it? Somebody got to do it.
Exactly.
Got to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get done. Definitely. You want to go to the comments, people?
Yeah, let me go to the comments line.
Okay.
Sorry. Where we at? Okay. Sean said it's not good. And it messes with your mental. And Jessica, you are so right. You just replay the negative. Very, very valid point. And then Tanika says, what happens if you suffer in silence? It intensifies your negative thoughts. The less you let others know how you feel, the more likely you are to ruminate and allow your inner critical voice spin in your head. It delays treatment. You may lose hope that this goes away on its own. But if you wait too long, your symptoms may become harder to treat. And that is so true. Because we've been, like she said, you're just carrying it,
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like stop, recognize, and got some help in the beginning. Not saying it's ever too late to get help, because you can get help at any time. But it could be harder to treat. So
yeah.
And it could be harder, maybe because you just think this is the way life is supposed to be. So you get that breath and that finally that release, like, dang, it don't have to be this bad,
Right. Yeah.
And Jessica says, there are times where I won't ask for help or admit I need help because I don't want to show weakness. Although it's not being weak, some people will definitely judge or take advantage of that situation. Jessica, I'm gonna let you respond to that.
So strength comes in different forms. Some people think, like Jessica said, she didn't want to show weakness. But I think my definition of strong is like, I feel like you have to be strong to get through certain things. What I mean by that is just keeping your mental in a state where this is going on, but I need to get through it, to be strong in that manner. But you're not being weak when to me, that's a form of strength. You're still being strong because you're reaching out for that help that you need. So it's not showing a form of weakness in a sense, because it's not showing, not in a sense, it's not showing a form of weakness at all, because you're having that strength of reaching out for the help. Because I used to be the same way, but now I call Pika, girl, I'm da 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 da, and I just be rambling on, and she'll be like, now this is what we finna do, you know.
That's my favorite word. So this is what we gonna do, okay?
Right.
And this is what we not gonna do.
Right. So, and you know, with me, and that's how I was, and I'll never forget. And I think I shared this story one time before, because I was when I used to go to my parents' house like every single day. Every day. And I just had my son at this time, and it was times where I would just get like, I would say like a dark space, and I wouldn't talk, I wouldn't do anything. I would just be at my house, you know, do whatever. And my mama, she used to know, you know, like you said, because you know, when somebody knows, she used to know. She'd be like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to get out whatever you're going through. Because during that time, I wouldn't go over there to their house. I really wouldn't talk, you know, I'd just be at home, you know, in my little bubble or whatever. But then after that, it came a time where I was still suffering, and I developed the thing of hiding it by going, wanting to go, wanting to just be around people, wanting to just do anything. So I went through the different stages of suffering, and they call it a high functional depression. You know, when you're able to just go. But at the same time, I was not reaching out for help. I was not seeking the things that I needed to help me get through certain stuff. I was just hiding and covering up, and it just built up over time. It just like continuously built up. So don't ever feel like, you know, it's a sign of weakness, you know. And like you said, it's not being weak, but some people will judge you and say, but you know, people is gonna say something all the time. And you know, like I said, nobody's life is perfect, and it's all about making sure you have that person that you feel comfortable with talking to. And again, you know, therapist, if you know, anybody may need a therapist or somebody to talk to if you don't feel like comfortable, you know, picking up the phone and calling, you know, your friend or whoever, you know, because sometimes you may not want to hear the opinions and thoughts of your friends at the time, you know. You may not want to hear that. It may not be what you need at the time. And again, because somebody that's truly like on the outside looking in certain situations, you know, that they can help you more and be more beneficial. So don't ever think that is, you know, again, like I said, it's not weak. It's not being weak. But a lot of people do think that, you know, if I ask for help, I got to do all of this. I got to, you know, take care of this. I'm Superwoman. You know, we get in that mode of we're Superwoman. We wearing that cape. I don't want to wear the cape no more. I'm sorry.
I've been tired of wearing the cape, girl.
I don't want to wear like the cape. Ooh, I don't want to wear the cape no more. Like I wear it when I have to, but the everyday of wearing it, it can be like draining. People don't understand. Like when I tell people, I just need to rest. I need to clear my mind. I just need to rest. I just need to have a day to myself and not just like, let me declutter my brain. Let me just work through the thoughts in my brain right now.
The brain ain't working no more. It's
right.
German word, but broken.
Right. And my daughter tell you, she's like, Mama, you outside? I would sit outside of my car and just yeah.
I remember a time when my kids were younger, I would go in the bathroom and just sit in the bathroom and close the door. I'm like,
yeah,
a moment, a moment to myself.
Yes.
And it's interesting when you said to rest, because some people, when you say rest, to some people they're like, girl, go on and get some sleep. That's not the rest I need, because I can sleep, but your mind is it's so weighed down that it's only going to do so much. It's like, I need to rest. So again, there's physical rest and there's mental rest, you know. So again, take whatever rest you need. Take both if you need them, you know. But yeah, man. So you had a very, very good point.
Yeah.
And Mika says, hey, I'm here. Hey, thanks for joining us. And Kamala, she says, hey, ladies. Hey, Kamala. Thank you for joining us. So
and Tanika had another. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, hon.
No, Tanika had another comment before Mika.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah.
Tanika says, we have to break the barriers. Number 1, remember you're not alone. Number 2, believe that you can get better. Number 3, refrain from seeing yourself as weak. Number 4, release your need to be in control. But also join a support group. Sometimes just listening to others may help release some of the pain. And that is so true. You hit it on all 4 points.
Yes,
Yeah,
especially with the support groups is very, I think it's very beneficial. And the reason why I say that, even if it's not like an in-person support group. So many may know, many may not know. My mom, she has dementia. So going through that whole stage is different. It's different dealing with someone in the hospital versus having a family member with it. So with that, I joined multiple groups on Facebook, and to see somebody, when you read some of the stuff, it's like, dang, they're going through the same thing I'm going through, and just like hearing the suggestions and hearing this, whatever, it released a lot, because it's like you do realize, okay, you're not the only one that's going through this, even though you have people out there that's the same thing, but to actually see that they're actually going through the same thing, the same dynamics, kind of, and everything. It's like, okay, so that was my support group on Facebook. So
yeah.
so Facebook has a lot of, so you just type something in, and they have a lot of groups with a lot of stuff.
Everything.
Even if it's like medication, because they had started my mom on a new medication. I want to join the Facebook group about the medication. Yes, girl. Yes, on the medication. I joined a Facebook group on the medication. So when the kids sleep, I'll be up scrolling and looking and say, okay, now this, because it's people that's on there that has been on the medicine for a while. So they're able to say, like, just don't stop this medication. Certain things, but it's like, okay, it's different again, like when you're dealing with something internally versus being in a facility, and it's like a short term, you're dealing with that patient at that time. So yes, support groups are very beneficial. They really are.
Very, very beneficial. Yeah, and I know they say that, like, why would why would someone choose to suffer in silence, right, instead of reaching out for help? And sometimes they may feel like, I don't want to be a burden to others. I'm scared that if I open up, I'll be judged. And we hit some of those points for those who just came on. And then they may feel that some people may abandon them, if they reach out, right? So I'd rather have them in my life without sharing my true feelings, because if I share it, they may just say, you know what, you're too much of a burden. You got too many issues. I don't want to deal with that,
Right. Yeah.
They may just, kind of like discard you or kind of like push you to the side. So some people be like, you know what, I'm not going to share or open up because I don't want to be left alone. And then other reasons could be, I'm always the one who is there for others. And I see this a lot. And that's me, like, for others, and gives out advice. Well, that part, and you may feel like nobody's there for you, but then again, like, just reach down deep inside, and that's where it's like, okay, you may have that one, or one person, pastors, counselors, or even support groups is mentioned, right?
Right.
Some may say, when I was growing up, I never had anyone to open up to. So that's how they learned, right, how to suffer in silence, because they're going, we all go through stuff at different points. Right. But growing up, I never had anybody to talk. So these are examples, right? So now this is just a part of my life. So that may be another reason why some people may not, choose to open up.
Right.
And then some may say, they don't want their friendships to be consumed by what they have going on, right? So I don't want, every time I get with my friends, for them to think that I always got issues, And then so some people may feel like, we kind of mentioned too, that we've always, dealt with it, from childhood until now. So, you're used to it. So it's just become a way of doing stuff.
Right.
So those are just some examples where, people may choose to suffer in silence versus opening up, If y'all in the audience, give us your take on it. What are some of the examples that you may feel, people choose not to open up and choose to suffer in silence?
And you never know who God can send to help you as well. And sometimes that stranger that may come up and just like hold a general conversation with you, they may share a similar story that you like, well, dang, you're not saying anything, but that person is just talking to you and they're sharing a story. So you never know, and like how they have overcome certain things, and you never know who God sends to help you. I was listening to oh my gosh, I listened to my morning message the other day, and Joel Osteen, that's what I listened to. And he was just saying, he was like, what? He was just speaking about like Christians, and stuff, how, they may see somebody that's not Christian and, they judging them or whatever. But he was just like saying, like, you don't know if God sent that person to help you or not. So, he was just speaking on his situation that he had went through one time. And that's who at that time, God had sent to help him through something that, was going on. And, but, like back to what I was saying is that you just never know who can help you. Again, I can just go back to the story of my mama, with her, the home health care agency is coming out, and I'm just talking, whatever. And the girl was like, well, they got this and they got that. So just by me talking and opening up instead of just sitting over in the corner not saying anything, she was able to give me the resources that I needed for certain stuff, which actually helped out a lot. So, sometimes I know, again, you may not want to open up to people because you're not at that point. You may feel like, well, I still don't want to talk to nobody. But try to find some type of outlet, and prayer is always my outlet. Like, especially, with everything that is. And, but sometimes you still want like a human body or human, somebody to talk to, just release. Or even if you go outside and scream, that may be a form of releasing something, but I think too, sometimes people don't want to hear no. Sometimes a lot of times they hear no from, other people. Like, again, if it comes to certain things that you may need and you go out and ask someone and they say, no, I can't, or whatever, or some different things like that. So people rather just say, I'll just choose this battle and fight it on my own. I'm not asking nobody for nothing else. I'm not doing nothing else. It's whatever, so that type of thing too. So I think sometimes people go through the suffering with that, just by saying no. And even because we spoke about the finances, we spoke about even like with medical thing, people going through things that they feel like, I need to go through this by myself, or I'm not ready to talk about it, or something like that. That can be a way of just going through stuff, and not speaking out, to somebody that you feel like, again, that you can confide in. So, carrying baggage and just not carrying baggage it can just weigh you down. And mentally, like, we all need our mental space. We all need our, we all need to protect our mental in every which way possible. That's very important.
Very, very good points. Very good points. We want to hear from our audience. So what do y'all? Okay, let's see. We got some stuff coming on. So we know Sean had said Tanika, great points with, again, great points. And then Tamika said, I'll catch the replay, y'all. I'm just getting home from football. So good night, ladies.
Good night, Mika. Yeah, you gotta get on that bus early.
I know, early. And then Kamala said betrayal plays a big part in distrust. My God.
Yes, it does.
God. I ain't got that else to say.
Right.
We need you all.
Right.
It does. Oh my gosh.
It does. Yeah, when a person betray you, you can't feel like, I can't trust nobody else. Like, I ain't trusting nobody else.
I don't want to talk to nobody. I'll let you
in. Right.
Whatever, and then you betrayed me. So now I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna deal with everything internally because I can't trust.
Right.
Nobody is ever gonna hurt me like this again. Nobody's gonna do this again.
Yeah.
Good points. Wow, man.
Yeah.
And right there's a whole other topic.
Right.
But that's very good. And it's like when that happens, the betrayal, right, and the mistrust. How does one get to the point where they're like, you know what? I refuse to go through this alone. I'm not going to suffer in silence anymore. How can you get back to trusting someone to allow somebody to come in? And then what if you do and they do it again?
They do the same thing. Yeah,
that can have a lot of people like really.
Yeah, it really can. It really can. Yeah. Yeah, that trust is something serious.
And Sean said, you better say that. That's why I said she nailed that right there. It's like, man, I don't know what to say.
Yes, that trust is something serious. And when someone betrays you, that's like a whole different level. That's like a whole different level. And then to go back through it again, yeah.
And you know what? A lot of times with the betrayal, right, it's people, because a stranger, right? You got a stranger, somebody you don't, you're not connected to, no type of ties to you. If they were to do something to you, you're not gonna look at it as a betrayal. You're not gonna look at it as they, fumble, my trust is not. It's always people that's close to you that you allowed to come into your circle, that you gave your heart to, that you shared stuff with, your friends, your partners, your parents, your whomever, but they're connected to you. So that's why it hurts so bad. And that's why it stings so bad, because it's like, okay, the person or the people that I thought I could trust,
Exactly.
I can't.
Yeah.
Because again, a stranger ain't gonna, I mean, they might say whatever, it might, sting you for a minute, but it ain't gonna sting you as if it was personal. So that's, oh man, she said that. And it's like, what do you do at that point? And a lot of people probably do internalize a lot in those situations and just shut down. Shut down.
Yeah.
And it can even go back to childhood, like, okay, because we're all born into this world, and as babies, we're innocent. We don't know right from wrong, none of that. We're taught a lot, and we may see a lot, and a lot of stuff is projected on us. To stuff that, again, us being brought up in different stuff and just life, we are experiencing different stuff at different times. And some people road may be a little rockier than others, but it's like, So imagine, I'm just thinking, as a child growing up and just feel like I ain't got nobody, I'm here by myself, abandonment issues, all this kind of stuff that you're just left to deal with, like, I can only imagine. I think we have to do better as society, as a world, what we can do, to get the help and put the resources out there, because it's definitely resources out there. So dang. I don't know. I'm just speechless now.
That betrayal. Being betrayed by someone, that can like take a whole different toll. And I know when I felt betrayed by people, like I'll just act like you don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. I just, if I see you speak, I just say, hey, let's just keep it moving. It's nothing else, nothing more to say. And I was put in a position where I did feel betrayed by someone. Where I was not feel. And I just so happened to see that person again. And, it was just like, hey, Jessica, how you doing? I'm looking like, really? Like, you really just, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what?
Like, ain't nothing happened.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, like nothing ever happened. Like nothing happened. I was like, okay. I said, God, I don't know if you testing me or you seeing where I'm at in my life right now. But you know what? I said, you know what? I said, I'm moved up to another level right now. I said, so I'm closing that chapter. And that was part of me closing that chapter of letting that grudge go. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you can't, some people just don't have it in them. Like some people just don't have it. Some people they're only loyal to you from what they can get out of you.
That is
so when they betray you, so when they betray you,
oh my gosh, yes. As long as they feel you can provide for them or give them something, they're getting something from you. But the minute they discard,
so they're only loyal to you from if you're beneficial to them. So when they betray you or they cross you, they don't care because you really didn't hold no substance in their life like that. Like you thought that they did, so it's like you got to come to a point like, dang, people a lot of people just not loyal like they claim to be, it's just like, if you are you a benefit, if not, whatever, so it's just,
whew, girl, you said a mouthful too. I just need to let you and Kamala have this show, because y'all and that is so true. That's why some people like, okay, I feel like I've been used, that type of thing, again, because again, now that I'm not useful to you, you discard me, Oh my, that's a whole nother topic. And Kamala say most of us only have a few folks to honestly speaking, when we're crossed, it's easier to internalize rather than add to what we already have going on. And that is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. Yep. And that internalization is very, very deep. And that right there goes, oh my, because I mean, your mind going, your mind racing, and then you And then Miss Juanita, welcome.
Hey, Miss Juanita.
Yes. And then Kamala says, oh, we did that one. I'm sorry.
No, that's a different one.
Okay. Most of us only have a few folks to talk to. When those lines are blurred, we internalize. And that's true. Man.
Yeah.
That is so true. And because we don't open up to everybody, again, it's not something that we're just going out and we're everybody coming our circle, 50 people. No, you're not. Out of that 50, you may have like 2 people that you may, again, open up to, that you allow to come in. Again, you have associates, you have friends, everybody has a place in your life, so you're not going to open up to those. So yeah, you got those few. And if you're betrayed by those few that you allow, I mean,
yeah. And some people open up too much. I think some
Girl.
people.
Oh, she said
Some
she need to
people.
delete. Okay.
Oh, okay. But yeah, some people do that. Some people, because sometimes I be looking at people like, "Did you really just say that?" But then who am I to judge though?
Mm-hmm.
Because that may be their process that they use to not go through the suffering in silence. You know, so I'm
That's
just gonna
true.
tell you what's going on in my life, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
You like it or don't like it, it's your choice to stay
Right,
there or to leave.
right,
Your choice. So it's up to you. Yep.
right. And then we look like, girl, she just be telling all her business, but it's her business to tell. So hey,
And that
if
may be
that's
their
what
form
they,
of releasing.
huh?
That may
Right,
be their form of releasing. Because I know a lot of
right.
times when you release, again, not saying, whatever it is, but when you release, that's when you kind of like are set free, so whatever it
Right.
is. And I remember
Mhm.
saying, telling someone not long ago, once you release stuff, you're going to be like at peace, with different
Mhm.
stuff. So a
Mhm.
form of release could be talking, it could be journaling, it could be
Mhm.
meditating, write it down, go to the water, throw it in the water, you
Yeah.
release it, write it down,
Mhm.
burn it in the fire, you release it, but I know sometimes it's still not the same as having somebody to talk to, because again, you're kind of like, so I think we all have to, find out what works for us,
Yeah. Mhm.
and do that. But I think again, just releasing is going to
Right.
be a big, big thing with, to
Mhm.
help out a lot. So,
Mhm.
whew, girl, this was a good hour. I'm telling you, wow, whew, something. I mean, it's definitely needed. This topic, everything.
Yes. Mhm.
Wow, the hour went by
Mhm.
so fast.
Yes, it did. It really did. It really did. And even talking to your kids now, because again, they go through so much, to let
Mm-hmm.
them know that it's okay to talk, to talk to people, especially that they trust, whatever, because they go through a lot in a different way than we did,
Mm-hmm.
coming up, because they have so many different stressors. Sometimes we say, girl, what is you stressed about? But with school and everything, the other pressures and everything else that's
Mm-hmm.
going on in the world today,
Mm-hmm.
they have a different type of thing that's going on,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
like, yeah, so talking to your kids and letting them know, hey, it's okay to talk. If you're going through something, talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't keep
Mm-hmm.
it bottled up. And I think sometimes you see a lot of people that may go through stuff, because we see on the social media stuff, people that may commit suicide, and a lot of times when you like look into those things, they gave hints like way ahead of time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even by posting certain stuff, but people don't take it serious. They'll be all right. They ain't going through nothing. They'll get over it. Everybody not gonna get over it. So if you
Mm-mm.
see somebody post something, or if you see somebody, even if you don't talk to that person like that, if it's genuine, reach out and say, hey, you may not be able to offer much, but just even offering something, they may be stressed about their kid. You need me to come get the kid, or
Yes,
something,
something. What can
you
I
know,
do? What can I do to help you
whatever.
out? Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
So,
totally yes.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
anything, and because sometimes, again, when I'm up late and I may see something, I go investigate the story, just to see,
Mm-hmm.
behind, what, and then a lot of times that, somebody may repost, well, dang, they posted this just the other day. And, and a lot of times it be the girls that you would say that's like the Instagram models, or they had to seem like they had the happiest life,
Yes,
and
yes.
they're shopping and they're, very beautiful, but they were just really suffering in silence. They was
Yes.
really suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to reach out and, talk to someone, whatever. So
Hmm. Hold on one second. So Ivy, hey, welcome, Ivy. Thank you for joining us.
Ivy.
You said people have to understand that everyone suffers and stress is different.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
because and everybody deal with it different.
Right.
So and again, and somebody you may be able to tell this is their routine with it, and some you may not be able to
Mhm.
just recognize it and at least asking. They may be offended, but at least at the end of the day, hey, I did reach out, I did ask. Prayerfully, they
Right.
won't get offended, but hopefully,
Mhm.
they'll understand and can open up if they choose to. They may not open up right then. They may, it may take you coming back asking again different
Mhm.
times. Hey, I'm just
Mhm.
checking in on you. Send a
Right.
text. Are you okay? I'm just checking in. You need
Mhm.
anything? It may
Mhm.
take you asking a few times before they, finally let their guard down. But
Mhm.
again, if you feel that way, just ask,
Right. Right.
please.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So I'm gonna put down the information. If you need help, it's a group called NAMI, I believe,
Mhm.
NAMI, NAMI, and I'm gonna put the information down. So just in case you're suffering and may feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, that you're in this alone, you can contact them. They have a 1-800 number, helpline, or you can go to their website, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of places may have a NAMI locally that you can go to seek help. So I'm going to put that information down so that way we'll have it as well. Hopefully it went right. Okay. And then Ivy said that also as people think it's a bad thing to get help.
Yeah, some people do think that.
Some people do think that.
Mhm.
So, and I
And
put
it's
here,
never bad. So if you need the help, go get the help.
go get help and be
Go
darned what
get it.
anybody says, because people are gonna talk regardless. If you're
Mhm.
doing good, if you're doing bad,
Mhm.
but it's not even about them, it's about you or your loved
Right.
ones again.
Right.
Just providing that help, that resource. And then when people do come, if they do open up, be that listening ear. Sometimes we're
Mhm.
so quick
Mhm.
to talk and we're not listening.
Mhm.
We're not listening, but be that listening ear. And I do a lot of times I try my best not to put myself in a situation, but I know at times we think, okay, let me tell you about my situation, but I know again, but just listen, let's listen,
Right.
listen,
Right. Yeah, don't take over the conversation with your story.
Yes, girl.
If someone calling you, it's like Pika said, just listen. Listen to what they have to say. And if you at a point where you can't, like if somebody's calling you about something serious and they really need to talk to you, and if it's something that's not really important, take the time out to talk to that person and listen to them. Like give them your undivided attention. Like don't be, scrolling or doing something, just make sure you listen to them and hear what they have to say. And so that you're able to say, how can I help you? Or what do you need me to do? Or so, anything. And I oftentimes too, become accustomed to saying, well, call if you need anything. Maybe change that and say, what can I help you with? Or what do you need me to come do? Go ahead and offer and just instead of telling that person to call you if you need anything, just go ahead and extend that hand because again, they may not call you. They may need something right then. And you're saying, well, call me if you need anything, not, what you
Yes,
need
you're
right
saying
now.
instead of saying that, you take the initiative and you call, hey, what you need? I'm coming by.
Right.
And just
Yeah.
do it instead of call
Mm-hmm.
if you need something.
Right.
I
Right.
totally agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm coming over.
Right.
You got like 30 minutes to get yourself together. I don't care what your house look like. I don't care how you look. I'm coming over there.
Right. Yes.
If you open the door, I'm gonna keep knocking until you open the door. So
Yes.
I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I agree. I agree. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm. This
Mm-hmm.
is definitely wow. And Ivy says, if you're not sincerely going to listen, don't say that because some people want to be nosy. And that's true.
Right.
That is
Right.
so true.
And
That's
that
so
goes back to finding someone that you're confident with talking to. If you know a person, they come and tell you everybody business under the sun, don't open up and talk to that person. If they tell you about Joe Blow down the street, you don't even know who that person is, and they just come tell you all their business, don't open up and talk to that person.
you have a
Because,
point.
but yes, if you genuinely, want to talk to, make sure that you, again, somebody that, and some people aren't genuine and they're not sincere and they do want to just be nosy. They'll call you, well, girl, well, what happened with da? Girl, I ain't heard from you in 3 months, but you want to call me now just to
Yeah,
see what
happened. I don't know what happened. I'm not on no site.
right.
If they be in everybody's business, like, no, them ain't the ones.
Right. Right. You
Yeah.
don't even ask me how I'm doing, but you in my inbox asking me about somebody else.
Oh, man.
But yes. So yeah, we and again, it's a lot of Pika gave the NAMI helpline, but also like if you Google, different things like hotline for I'm just say like suicidal hotline, a lot of those things they're anonymous, so they like really don't add, they may ask information, of course, I guess if it's serious, but sometimes if it's just somebody that you need to talk to or something like that, it's nobody that's here locally, so well, I don't think that it is. I don't know. I don't think it is. But, somebody that she may just want to open up and talk to over the phone or something like that. So it's different resources and things out there as well.
I agree. I agree. Very good points. Very good points tonight, and very good information. I've learned a lot, and I'm glad we definitely touched on this subject. So we thank all of you for joining us tonight. So it's definitely been very, very informative.
Yes, it
Again,
has.
hopefully to help someone, help a few people. If not yourself, maybe a friend, maybe a loved one. And we thank you all for joining us tonight. So if y'all have anything else, go ahead and drop it in there before we log off. So we're trying to do better with our timing and stuff too, because we know sometimes our segments can be dragged out. We looking, it's like an hour 45 in,
Right.
2 hours, but it'd be so good and just
Yes. Yes. I told
engaging. But
I
we like,
told Sanaya, I told Sanaya and I said, well, we'll be fair because I think it was like 7. And I said an hour and a half. She told me, now, Mama, y'all be going over an hour. I said, we working on cutting down our time.
Yes. We are. So Ivy said, thank you, ladies. And she said she loves the topics.
You're
so
welcome.
We'll be back here next week, Tuesday at 7:30. What's the topic, Jessica? Because I don't have my binder with me.
Girl, look, I don't either. And that's why I'm like, where did I write it on? Oh, wait, what's next week? The what?
Today's the 15th.
So next week we were going to talk about domestic violence.
Is that already?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about domestic violence. So
No. Sorry. The 22nd is next week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So sorry. Struggle for success. So what we mean about the struggle of success is like, some people, like we were saying, people struggle, right? Some people won't tell. They want to get the struggle story of how they got successful. But really, that's not their story. They are telling a whole field. But again, people relate so much to the struggle, so they believe whatever that person says. And then they get caught up in, scamming and all that kind of stuff. So, people, again, it's the social media and what people portray to be. Yeah.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, like example, again, somebody may be like, you know what? I got this business and I made $120,000 in 4 hours by doing credit repair. Y'all come sign up and get my book, my ebook. I'm gonna show y'all how to do this and do that. And people just start flooding them because they done told them how they've done this in this time, right?
Right.
And how by them repairing theirs and they were able to get this, and this is what they're showing and displaying on social media. But is that really how they got there? Maybe they won a lawsuit. Maybe they had some inheritance coming in, and that's what their startup cost was. Maybe they never really struggled, but they're gonna put the little struggling story on there because again, they're trying to captivate and trying to reach the audience to say, "Hey, I was here. I lost everything. I was sleeping in my car, and I did this, and now I'm here." Really a struggle.
Overnight
success, right? And some people do have overnight success. We're not.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But some people it's not. But again, they're trying to sell a product, push a brand. And everybody want to have the empathy. Empathy sells. Empathy will get, votes. Empathy gets money. Empathy gets a lot. But again, it's like, let's be authentic. Let's be true to what it is. Again, if you had help, you had a silver spoon, I applaud you. I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it how I got it. But some people do have it. And if you did good, one up. But let's be true and authentic about it. Again, not give out false hope. So
and people buy into that because but times are hard. Yes. So people buy into that because they like, dang, she got the money quick. So let me go and get this book, what she's selling.
Yes.
And this girl, whoever them made a whole bunch of money off of you, but she ain't really selling nothing but dreams.
Yes, exactly. Like, oh man, make it make sense. Show me the proof. Show me. They go back and get pictures off what? No, show me.
Right.
I had my last $100, and I took that last $100, and I did this. And maybe, but maybe not. So we'll talk about that next week. So hopefully it's engaging to y'all. Hopefully y'all will come on, bring y'all stories if y'all know of one, and then maybe even if you know someone who really did get to where they are through it, bring them to it. Again, we just want the truth, honesty, and to give hope, but to give hope where it is true, and it's reachable,
Yeah.
So, Yeah, that's gonna be our topic next week.
Yes.
Jessica Robinson says, good night, ladies. Great topic.
Good night.
As always. Kamala said, thank you, ladies. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Us. And Sean said, yes, love you, ladies, and always great topics.
Love you too, and thank you.
Love you too. And T.
Hey, T.
You a little late. Hello. Oh man. Yeah, so we had a topic on suffering in silence, Keisha, and it was very, very, interesting. I learned a lot, and it's gonna be on our sites if you want to go back and do a replay. And so yeah, thank you for joining us, coming in though. We do appreciate it.
Yes. And y'all know, if anyone that y'all know that is not on Facebook but can benefit from our topics or need information on our topics that we talk, somebody that may be going through something or need information or may just want to listen to our replays, they can if they're not on social media, they can always go on YouTube and listen to it as well. I think, did you pin that link up or put that link up there?
No, but I am going to. I thought I did, but let me go ahead and put this. This is going to be our YouTube for this one here. But we're on all different social media platforms. So YouTube, that's the link here for YouTube. If you know of someone who's not on social media, or if you just want to listen, go back and listen to it and not really watch, you can click that link there. And that will take you directly to this segment on our YouTube channel. So if you're not on our YouTube channel, please like and subscribe, and follow us, and you can tap that notification button and get notified for when we're going to go live or when we post. And we definitely appreciate the support, because again,
thank y'all so much.
Trying to spread the information and just again, be there for everybody. So,
and if they're not on Facebook, because I know some people do IG rather than Facebook, and some do Facebook rather than IG. So we also have our IG page where we put the information on there as well about the different topics and different stuff that we're going to be doing. So if they're on IG, we're not on IG live, but they can always, we usually try to put the link for the YouTube when we put, our topics up there, so they can always click on that link from our stories, and then go into YouTube and join our YouTube page and set their notifications so they know when we go live. And y'all can set y'all notifications too. It's Tuesday night, 7:30, unless something changes. But right now, our Tuesdays are pretty much set. So, yeah.
And Sean said, what about the number? And what number are we referring to, Sean?
Oh, she's talking about the call-in number. We've been trying to work on that real hard, y'all. We have.
Yeah. We trying to. So, because there's a lot that goes, we have a number, but we got to get the other stuff to go with the number so that it doesn't sound like so echoey and stuff like that. But we're definitely working on that.
Yeah, that was one of the things we worked on when we took our break, but it was a lot involved in that.
Yeah, we're gonna need some moderators after a while. So we getting there. Oh, she said no.
Oh, for none. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, let me go back and repin that. Thank you. I'm so glad for the clarification.
Yeah.
So this is the number here for Nomni, and I'm gonna go and pin that on all of the platforms. So that way we'll definitely see it. So that's the number there for Nomni. It's 1-800-950-6264, or you can text the helpline at to 62640, and that's the Nomni. So again, we definitely want to fight and combat suffering in silence. So again, we're here too. Y'all send us a message.
And remember, everybody is human. Don't let nobody think that you nothing, because you know what I'm saying, you may be going through something, they like, wait, everybody's human. We all got things going on. So
that is so true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back here, same time, same place, next Tuesday at 7:30 with Topeka and Jessica. And definitely, please repost, tell a friend, bring a friend, like, share, and subscribe. So we look forward to seeing you, and thank you again. Goodbye.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.